Rockstar families, and welcome to our weekly vodcast. I hope that you are enjoying the very fall weekend that we are having here in Virginia. A ton of announcements to get to this week, as well as a ton of strategies that you can be using at home. But first of all, I would like to recognize this week's Rockstar of the Week, Ian Morden. Ian has absolutely taken the Barrett Academy Constitution, taken the idea of having no fear, and just gone with it. He has been greeting teachers throughout the building. He has just been stepping up, and his confidence is beginning to build and build and build. And for that reason, Ian is this week's Rockstar of the Week. Congratulations, Ian. Very proud of you, sir. Coming up on Tuesday night is 5th grade back to school night at 6 p.m. here at Barrett. You will be experiencing a day in the life of a Room 21 Rockstar. We're going to, really, I'm going to take you through what's a day like in Room 21, what are some of the expectations. We'll hit on Barrett Academy a little bit, really a time for you just to kind of see everything that you need to know for your scholar to be successful this year in 5th grade. You don't want to miss it. A day in life of the Barrett Academy scholar, 5th grade back to school night this Tuesday in Room 21, 6 o'clock p.m. Hope to see you guys there. The book fair will also be open that night as well for back to school night, and the book fair is occurring all week long here at Barrett. So if you want to stop down in the library at the book fair, that will be open as well. On Wednesday, we have our very first early out day of the year. Remember, we dismiss at 1:10 p.m. Okay, so make sure you make arrangements for that. That will be our first early out day of the year. And finally, next Thursday is Picture Day. And it's also the day that you will be receiving the Barrett Academy and Stafford County Public Schools interim for the first dose of your scholars' results. Also coming home this week in the Friday folder will be the first bit of graded work. Okay, and I'll actually make a video for that to kind of go over that with you, since we do have a standards-based reporting and do not have letter grades or percentages if you're new to the county. It'll be a little confusing to get used to at first, so I will definitely give you a bunch of information about that this coming Friday in this week's Friday folder. And before I forget, I have to tell you two things. Number one, we are wearing red this Friday because the Red House was in the lead this past Friday at Academy time. Congratulations to the House of Passion. Obviously, I am incredibly excited as well because that happens to be my house. And, the scholars in every house have been working so incredibly hard. But this Friday, we were red to honor the Red House and their accomplishments of being first in Barrett Academy in terms of house points. And one other thing I wanted to kind of show you guys, because this was an absolutely cool lesson this week. It was incredibly messy at first with the salt dough. I'm sure your scholar probably explained it to you, but your scholar actually created a model of the ocean floor with salt dough and labeled it. That was the first step. They may have used salt dough before, but the cool thing is we then had to discover how scientists map the bottom of the ocean floor using sonar. So what the scholars did is they took a sheet of paper and put it on top and put holes in the middle. And then they took a straw and put it down each hole and measured the distance that it went down to create a line graph. And then that line graph actually looked like the bottom of this ocean floor. It was an absolutely magical experience. Make sure you ask your scholar about that because it was so much fun, Room 21 Rockstar families. And they just absolutely internalized so much during that unit. I'm so incredibly proud of them. They are working so hard, internalizing that Barrett Academy Constitution, and we have an incredible week ready to kick off in Room 21. So now I'm going to send you over to the strategy session, and I'll see you on the other end. Hey, Room 21 Rockstars, so here we are on our class website. You have our web address in the front of your binder on your Gmail login, but it is ReichardRockstars.weebly.com, and I know that you guys are coming along and learning how to spell my name now, so I'm sure you already have it down in your memory. I'm going to go to the vodcast section. I have a ton of strategies for you guys this week, and a ton of different things you can do to earn house points. This Friday we do wear red, but it's anyone's game in terms of the house point race, so who's going to put in that effective effort to go the extra mile is a question that I have for you. So in math, I have a couple of things. I have left up the rounding decimals and the prime and composite practice. Last week I put the prime and composite practice up there, but last Sunday you did not know what prime and composite numbers were. And now that you guys are pros at that, according to your math test, I have that there as well. Any of the problems that you complete in those two areas are 1 house point each, as long as you show your work and bring it into class. Now, what we're working on this week is we're kind of switching gears. We're going back to our Math Quest game and also working with problem solving, but this time around we're working with multiplication and division problem solving. This week is all going to be multiplication. So if you follow this link, you're going to be able to go to a little bit of practice for that. And I also have another screen this week with 2 problems. Okay, so once again, these problems are worth all 1 point anytime we go on IXL. That's what those are worth. Let me show you what I have put up here, though, anyhow. I put down 2 problems, guys, and these problems are going to require a little bit of thinking and definitely, showing your representation. So I'm going to say you can get 2 house points for each of them as long as you bring your work in. I do, though, want to see you, okay, notice and wonder. First we notice, then we wonder, then we notice, then we wonder, right? So notice and wonder. Show your work, label everything, and you're good to go, okay? So the first problem, these problems kind of require thinking a little bit outside the box. What you're going to probably have to do is either draw a picture or definitely picture it in your mind, because sometimes you actually have to come up with another number based on what they're saying here, guys. And you'll know what I mean when you see them, and we're going to be working on these this week. But these are 2 good problems. One about some soda and the number of cans in each case, and also one about Mia and her bookmark creation after her non-report this week. That was awesome. So I put in a word problem there as well. Like I said, you can get 2 house points for each of those if you complete those, and that goes right along with what we're learning this week in class. But Rockstar families, what we practice in class is notice and wondering, meaning before we even solve the problem, we just write down things that we notice. So in this problem, what do I notice? Well, he decided to buy 48 cases of soda. That's one thing I noticed. What's something else I noticed? Well, we must be having soda at Academy time. Something like that. Not really this week, guys. Maybe in the future. And then wondering, what are some things that you wonder? Why are we having soda at Academy time? What that does, Rockstar families, is it helps the scholars to actually think about the problem that they're solving. These are real-life, applicable problems that could happen anywhere for that instance, for that matter. And the notice and wondering really helps to bring that full circle, especially when they're multi-step problems. So that's what I'm really pushing for with the notice and wondering. When you get some graded assignments back in this week's Friday folder, you're going to kind of see how your scholars are notice and wondering there as well. And then finally, I decided I'm going to have a riddle of the week, but this is a no-guessing riddle of the week, guys. As you know, we have to use all of that math vocab to bring it full circle. This is a more challenging one, so I did put it for 5 house points. It really brings full circle all of the terms that we've been talking about the last couple weeks: digits, factors, the different things, what happens when we add digits in a number, are they even or odd, different things like that. That's what I'm looking for. 5 house points if you bring in the answer. And make sure you keep it to yourself, because we want all the other scholars in the class to do it as well. And finally, these riddles have been up since last week, but once again, some more riddles. If you're into the number riddles, you can complete as well, guys. Now, I'm going to put the secret hashtag into the vodcast right this moment, and the secret hashtag this week is #FishGuts. #FishGuts. And that will make more sense tomorrow in class, but you have to bring it in to me, and you have to have an amazing level of passion, okay, whenever you bring that secret hashtag in, to put those points up on the board. Okay, so I'm going to skip down to science right now since we're in the fish gut mode. And I have a couple of things for you guys. I have a food web game. We're actually going to be looking at this tomorrow when we talk about the ocean food web. And I'm talking about phytoplankton and also zooplankton. And then I also have, so you can check that out. That's something we'll explore tomorrow. But one big thing that I have here is actually the link to SOL Pass, guys. I'm not sure if you used this last year, but let me just kind of give you a little rundown of it. The cool thing about it is if you click on elementary and then you click Science 4.5, okay, you are actually going to see the unit that we are currently in right now. So we are in Oceans 5.6, and under Oceans you're going to find study guides, games, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and a ton of other things to practice Oceans, because we do have our tests coming up on Wednesday in class. So you're going to want to make sure you're studying there. Also, something that will be appearing on this screen later tonight is a video, a study video for the Oceans unit, which will take place, the test, which will take place on Wednesday, like I said. And finally, just to wrap a few things up, reading, I have the same things up as last week because we have main idea for one more week. So you can watch this video to kind of get an idea of main idea. You can go to the chicken tennis animation to figure out the main idea of that. And then I have one other thing, and I'm going to have to take you back to the home page. With our Scholastic News Edition, guys, we have access to it online. And if you look on the Scholars Link section, and you click on that, now you're going to have to sign in. Let me actually sign out so I can show you. You're going to see this screen when you click there. You're going to click sign in, then you're going to select I'm a student, and all you're going to type here is Rock Stars 2015. Okay, Rock Stars 2015 without any spaces, capitalization, anything. Rock Stars 2015, and you are going to be given the link to our Scholastic News magazine. So you can take any of the articles, okay, this new edition looks really good in Minecraft, but you can also take the one on the Redskins that we've looked at, or you can take the one, this one we actually did not get on dogs, and then the other one on the 3D printer. You can take any of those articles, use the GIST strategy like we're using in class to find the main idea, bring it in, you'll get 5 house points. This is a great way, guys. You know, if you're looking for your nightly reading, how can I fit that in each night? Here you go, okay? You have online access to our Scholastic News magazine all year long. Once again, that's on our homepage under Scholar Links. Type in Rock Stars 2015 into the code, and you are in. One more area I want to show you really quickly under the vodcast section would be our writing fix of the week. Tell a story about this picture. I absolutely thought it was awesome. And you need to start it with, they almost had it on the hook. Another inch, and it was theirs. ... What happens next? Bring that in. I will have you share it during Sacred Writing Time because it is just absolutely such a cool way to tie in some of that sizzling vocab like we've been talking about in class. Okay? I think that about does it for the vodcast. Don't forget about that secret hashtag. Make sure that you stay tuned under the vodcast section and science for the science study video this week. And I'll show you that tomorrow in class. But I think you guys are set. I will see you in class on Monday. Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, I hope that those strategies were successful. I hope that you're able to use them. Please give me some feedback on those. And I also hope to see you in Room 21 this Tuesday night at 6 p.m. for a day in the life of a Room 21 Rockstar for our back-to-school night at 6 p.m. So I'm hoping to see you then. If not, have a wonderful week. You guys, as always, are the very best families in Stafford County, and I'll see you next time.